Hello, dear friends. What a joy to meet again in this space we've built together. A little corner to think, to feel, and most importantly, to grow. In our last meeting, we explored the fears. We explored the uncertainties that often visit us when we think about retirement. That word that sometimes sounds like a period at the end of a sentence. We talked about the feeling of emptiness, of the question, what now? But today, as I promised, we're not just going to stay with the question. Today we're going to look for answers. I bring with me not just words of encouragement. I bring a map with 7 paths, 7 practical and simple strategies, so that this phase, far from being an end, becomes the most exciting beginning of your lives. Get ready to turn retirement into an adventure. Many of us have learned to see life as a race with a clear goal, retirement. And when we arrive, we find ourselves standing still, not knowing where to run. We believe the game is over. But I propose something different to you. What if retirement isn't the finish line, but the entrance to a new stadium? Let's think for a moment about the caterpillar. It spends its life crawling, eating, working tirelessly, and one day it closes itself in a cocoon. From the outside it might look like the end, a confinement, an inactivity, a death. But we know that's not the case. Inside this apparent end, the most incredible transformation is happening. A butterfly is being born. Retirement, dear friends, is our cocoon. It's the chance to stop dragging ourselves through obligations and start getting ready to fly. It's a rebirth, a chance to be who we truly are, beyond the job title or the role we played for so many years. It's time to ask ourselves, who do I want to be now? The word retirement comes from the Latin jubilare, which means to shout for joy. How interesting! Over time, we lost that original meaning and colored it with sadness and fear. It's time to reclaim its true meaning. Retirement should be a jubilee, a celebration of the journey we've taken and, most importantly, of the path that opens before us. When the alarm clock stops ringing at 6 in the morning, freedom can feel, at first, like a big empty space. Not having a set schedule or a time we have to follow can make us feel lost. That's why one of the best tools we have to handle this new freedom is to make our own routines. I'm not talking about strict, boring routines like the ones we might have left behind, but rituals we choose for ourselves and that are good for us. A healthy routine is like a riverbed. It gives direction and purpose to how our time flows, so it doesn't get stuck or go wild. It's the support we use to build a day that feels meaningful. Let's think about how to start the day. Setting a time to wake up, even if you don't have to clock in for work anymore, tells our body and mind. The day has started. There are things to do. It could be 7, 8, or whatever time we choose. The important thing is to be consistent. Then we can add a small ritual. A few minutes of gentle stretching, drinking a glass of warm lemon water, or just sitting by the window and watching the sun come up. This simple act of starting the day with a plan can completely change our energy and how we feel about the hours that follow. It's our first act of taking charge of our day. Our body is the only vehicle we have to travel through this journey of life. For years, maybe we pushed it too hard, we ignored it, or we put it on the back burner because of work demands, because of family demands. Retirement is the golden opportunity to make peace with it, to listen to it, to take care of it like the temple it is. And we don't need to sign up for a fancy gym or become Olympic athletes. Body care is found in simple everyday practices. Practices that we can easily fit into a new routine. Walking is perhaps the most perfect exercise there is. It's free, it's accessible, it impacts our physical health, it impacts our mental health, Just as we care for the body, we must tend to the garden of our mind. The mind, if we don't train it, tends to get tangled in worries. It tends to dwell on the past. It tends to worry about the future. Meditation is a powerful tool. Mindful breathing is too. They bring calm. They bring clarity. We humans are social creatures by nature. We are born and grow up in communities. We need each other just like plants need the sun. One of the biggest traps of retirement is feeling alone. When we leave our jobs, we lose our daily connections. The chats in the hallway, the shared lunches. Suddenly, the quiet can become really loud. That's why one of the most important and urgent things to do in this new chapter is to take care of and strengthen and grow our social connections. Human connections are the strongest cure for loneliness and for sadness. And of course, let's not forget about family. Let's make our bonds stronger with our children, grandchildren, siblings, nieces and nephews, no longer in the role of the main provider or the main caregiver, but instead in a place of joy and closeness. We can be the grandparents who tell stories, the aunts and uncles who teach how to fish, the parents who listen patiently. Giving our time and being there is the most precious gift we can offer. Just like our bodies need to move so they don't get stiff, our brains need challenges to stay sharp, clear, and young. Curiosity is like a muscle for your brain. If we stop being curious, if we stop learning, our minds start to get rusty. Retirement, by freeing us from the same old mental tasks at work, gives us a fantastic chance to open new windows in our minds, to explore new places, to find passions we didn't even know we had. The phrase, "I'm too old for this," is one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves. It is never, ever too late to learn something new. Think about something you've always wanted to do, but never had the time for. Learn to play the guitar, speak Italian for that dream trip to Tuscany, understand how that tablet your grandkids gave you works. These days, the chances to learn are endless. Online courses, video tutorials, language learning apps, workshops at community centers. One of the deepest human needs is to feel useful, to know that our lives have a positive impact on others. During our working lives, this sense of purpose often came from our jobs. When we retire, that pillar can disappear, leaving us feeling like we're no longer needed. But that's just not true. The truth is, now more than ever, we have a priceless treasure to share. Our experience, our wisdom, and our time. Finding purpose by serving others is one of the surest ways to fill our days with meaning and joy. Volunteering is an amazing way to channel that desire to contribute. The options are almost endless. We can read stories to kids in a hospital, help out at a soup kitchen, lend a hand at an animal shelter, join a park cleanup, or team up with an organization that champions a cause we are passionate about. Another powerful way to contribute is by becoming a mentor. Think about all the wisdom you've gathered over decades of work and life. That knowledge is pure gold for younger generations who are just starting out. When the noise of the outside world fades, when the hustle and bustle and duties calm down, we have a unique chance to start the most amazing journey of all, the journey into ourselves. Retirement is an invitation to explore our spiritual side. And when I say spirituality, I don't mean religion or a specific belief in God. I'm talking about a bigger, more personal search to connect with what is bigger than us, to find a deeper meaning for our lives, to grow inner peace, to grow thankfulness, to grow kindness. This exploration can take many forms. Everyone has to find their own way. For some, meditation can be a gateway. Sitting in silence and watching your breath calms the mind, connects you with a place of inner quiet beyond the swirl of thoughts and feelings. In that silence, answers to big questions appear. Who am I beyond my roles? What is truly important in life? How can I live in peace with myself and the world? Nature, the greatest of cathedrals. We're almost at the end of our journey today, but truly at the start of a new trip for you. We talked about daily routines, about taking care of your body and your mind, about friends, about learning, about having a purpose, and about your spirit. But I know that despite all these strategies, fear can still be there, whispering in a corner. The fear of being alone, the fear of getting sick, the fear of not mattering anymore. Today, I ask you to look that fear in the eye, to see it, to accept it, and then, with a clear and brave decision, choose not to let it steer your boat. Retirement is a crossroads. One path leads to standing still, to looking back at the past, and to fear. The other, to change, to growing, and to hope. The choice, my dear friends, is all yours. Every morning, when you open your eyes, you have the chance to choose. You can choose to turn fear into hope, and in doing so, travel new paths. Thank you for letting me join you on this very meaningful journey. If this video touched you, I invite you to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who might need a little bit of hope today. Your comments and stories are always very welcome down here. I read every single one, and they inspire me as much as I hope to inspire you. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Together, we form a community of seekers, dreamers, and lifelong learners. Let's keep supporting each other as we sail through these new waters. Until next time, keep choosing hope, keep learning, keep moving forward. I'm Carlos Alberto, the thinker, wishing light on your paths. See you in the next video.